Peace and love, brothers and sisters. Peace and love. Y'all know who it be. It's always me. It's the friend of nature all across the land and sea who drops that knowledge and speaks his peace for all his brothers and sisters, no matter where they be. It's the Heyoka. My message today is simple. I was recently listening to this song by a band called Disturb. It was called Bad Man. And it really got me thinking, okay? Because my message today is similar to that. It's called Rad Man. And it seems like we, the people who are, God fearing, everyday average Joes or hardworking men or women, get out here and we tolerate a lot of bullshit from those who think they can fuck with our peace of mind just because they're having a bad day. Okay? Now, I've dealt with this tons, and I mean tons of times. And I'm sure you have too. No matter what race, what religion, what background, if you're of no religion, I don't give a fuck. I'm just here to drop that knowledge to speak my piece, and I need y'all to feel it. Feel me on this logic all across the land and sea. There's always that one person who gots to fuck with your peace of mind, who gots to ruin your good day so they can have a good day. Or better yet, if you're having a good day, they want you to have a bad day. If they're having a bad day, they want you to have an even badder day. To the fact you're ready to cave in their fucking skull with a rock or stab them with a knife. So I'm gonna give y'all some knowledge. I'm gonna drop on this. My message today is Rad Man, okay? But we all deal with the bad man or bad woman in our life in our day-to-day basis. That person or persons or whoever they be who just gotta constantly keep nitpicking, draining your energy like an energy sucking vampire. They don't want you to be happy because if you're a tiny bit happy, they gotta fuck with your peace of mind. If you a tiny bit peaceful, they gotta make you feel like you ain't shit. If you a tiny bit enjoying life, they gotta find some way to ruin your life. Now, like I said, y'all know when I speak my peace, it's truth. Okay? So nobody believed me when I said it was spraying chemtrails in the sky. But don't y'all find it funny that every time it's nice and sunny, you see a big white streak across the sky? But nobody bothers to think about that. And then like the very next day, it starts to rain. Like a few days ago, I was kicking it, chilling with some peoples. Next thing I know, it started to rain out of nowhere. But it was sunny as fuck. Now, mind you, before this supposed rain, and I'm going to use air quotes here, supposed rain came out of nowhere, it was nice and sunny. The birds were chirping, bees were making honey with nectar and flowers. Foxes were hunting rabbits. But, and wolves were hollering to attract a mate. But y'all get what I'm saying, okay? I'm a friend of nature, so I've become quite balanced when I know something is imbalanced with Mother Gaia, our planet, okay? Tell me why. Just tell me why the corrupt powers that be want to fuck with our minds and tell us they ain't doing this shit. Just tell me why. Because it's like, how stupid do you think we are? Do y'all realize y'all are fucking with the big man's plan? Y'all spraying the sky with chemtrails, trying to control the weather. Okay? Y'all fucking with the ecosystem. Like it's bad enough y'all spill fucking oil in the ocean and they have to clean that up. Then there's that Flint water problem that nobody has yet to solve. Then it looks like we're chopping down more trees that we actually need, the carbon dioxide and the oxygen to breathe with. It's like, what the fuck? To build unnecessary condos and fucking beach houses and shit. You know, like I said, a while back I was watching this TV show called Jet Propulsion. And in this TV show, the alien boy and his family went back to their home planet. But the humans that came along with them to see how their world was were surprised to see that their world was so much more different than theirs. In their world, on this TV show called Jet Propulsion, yes, sometimes I'm a big old kid. I watch, cartoons, anime, whatever. It doesn't matter. But the point I'm trying to make here is simple. In this TV show, they were surprised to see that the aliens lived in harmony on their planet with nature. Okay? They didn't destroy the forest to build their houses. They built their homes into the Rocky Mountains. They built their houses or homes into the forest so it wouldn't disturb the natural ecosystem, natural balance. Now, if on a fictional TV show, a fucking alien species can exist in perfect harmony with nature without fucking up the ecosystem, why can't we? Hmm? Why is it that humans who claim to be the most intelligent species, they always claim to be the best of everything? The best warrior, the best jogger, the best fighter, the best at making weapons, the best at killing, the best at building biological weapons, the best victim, the best liar, the best deceiver, the best killer. Okay? They always want to be the best at everything. Yet the main, I'm gonna say, 3 out of 4 things we're supposed to be the best at, curing the common cold, ending wars all across the land sea, stopping the pollution in our air and ocean, and our atmosphere, period. It's 2024, people. We're supposed to have, maybe some flying cars or a rocket ship to the moon and back, or to Mars and Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune. But we are still dealing with the same bullshit that our predecessors dealt with back in, let's say, the year 2000, the year 1999. You want to know what that problem is? We are still discriminating. We are still trying to find a reason to hate. We are still trying to go to war. I was watching this TV show a while back, too, called Bridgerton. Now, in this society, it didn't matter what race, what color, what religion, what background you were. Everybody was equal, okay? They didn't look for skin color. They didn't look for a reason to hate. Okay, in the Queen Charlotte version they did, but they could never find one. But I'm saying that to say this. We've evolved from our primordial state of being nothing but, excuse my French, sperm in a test tube or in our daddy's cock or in our mommy's belly. Or, you know, if you were born with 2 mommies or 2 daddies or whatever. I don't give a fuck, okay? But I'm making this point to say this. Why is it somebody got to distort your peace of mind, okay? You go to work, you do the best you can to have a peaceful day after you done prayed, meditated, you know, drunk your little green energy drink, your little kelp and green grass energy drink or a power shot or whatever, man. And you try to have a peaceful day. But you got that one person who will send you a rude ass text message or that one person who gon' automatically just gotta find a way to fuck with your peace of mind. Now, I'll give you a prime example of what I'm talking about. how is it that we are so evolved, but we have yet to cure global warming? Hmm? We have yet to stop slaughtering for fun the bare minimum of animals we basically have left on this planet, okay? There was this old cartoon I used to watch growing up, okay? It was called Captain Planet and the Planeteers. In this weird dystopian version of Captain Planet, they went to an island, okay? The Planeteers, where apparently rats had evolved into a human like state, but they still look like rats. They walked on twos instead of all fours, and they spoke as we did. But in this future, they became like humans. They overpopulated, caused wars, overhunted, wiped out the beautiful species of fauna and flora and animal and birds and beasts that live in the land and the sea and in the air. And they didn't realize how much they had fucked up until the Planeteers came and tell them. Of course, there was that one person in this rat species who spoke his piece, sort of like I'm doing to you. Now, they deemed this person crazy, a nut job, you know, discredited him, took away his job, his life, tried to lock him up. But he still spoke his piece. At the end of the show, he left a message for the Planeteers when he died. He said, "Don't be like our people. Take care of your planet. Take care of the place you call home. Don't have more mouths to feed than you have knowledge to help your people." I might be paraphrasing, but half of that is right. We got the most brilliant scientists all across the land and sea. It don't matter what race, religion, what background, if they have no religion, it doesn't matter. I don't give a fuck. They could probably work together in a lab if they were Chinese, Japanese, German, Russian, Hispanic, Puerto Rican, Asian, Korean, excuse me, or, just a regular average Joe who got an IQ higher than, let's say, 189. And by now, we could have cured half the common colds, half the influenza, half the fucking fake ass COVID they keep trying to push, or monkeypox, or bird flu, or whatever else they gonna come out the crack of their ass with. But you wanna know why we haven't fixed that problem? Because there's a bad man or bad woman who tells the big super big wigs, no, we're not gonna do that. There's no money in that. There's no profit in that. There's no way for us to get above that. We'll be bankrupt. We don't want to cure the problem in the ozone layer. We'll just wait till it kills us. We don't want to stop polluting in the ocean, or should I say, we don't want to stop big corporations and big companies from polluting in the ocean. We're just going to ignore that until, we can't fish anymore, until we start growing sores on our hands and feet and on our faces. We're not going to stop weapons of mass destruction, biological weapons from being made. We're just going to secretly make them inside the, I don't know, CDC or some shit like that. And then every few years, we'll push them out into the public with some idiot who we doped up in a lab and paid tons of money to him and his family and made the people think that we were really on his or her side. But really, we was just spreading a new virus. And then we'll come out with a cure, like, say, a year or two later, and say it's the best thing ever. But we won't give you the full cure. We'll issue out in small doses, like in pills or injections. And instead of giving you the true cure, this cure slowly kills you. Slowly wipes you out. There was this TV show I like to watch. It was called Raised by Wolves. Came on HBO. In this society, a former religious zealot named Campion Sturgis created, well, commandeered one android and created another. One was called Father, and the other one was called Mother. Now, in his society, he created like thousands of embryos and sent them to Kepler 22b because on Earth, we had fought over the most stupidest of shit so much that it was impossible for us to live on Earth anymore. We have fought over earth, air, fire, and water. Who was the best religion? Who was the best atheist? Who was the best scientist? Who was the best engineer? Who was the best at who gives a fuck? They didn't care anymore. They just wanted to fight just to fight. So it got so bad that the Mithraic, okay, created ships and blasted their ass off to Kepler 22b. But they didn't let none of the atheists come along because they didn't want the atheists teaching their rhetoric about how we should exist as one community without fighting and destroying one another. We should help each other and all this kind of stuff. And that got me thinking. This TV show is kind of like how we're living right now. You know, religion against the atheist, rich against the poor, black against white, you know, 1% against the 2% or the 10% or whatever, however you want to put it. Russia against Ukraine. You know, it just makes me wonder, why are we not helping each other? Why are we still fighting the same stupid wars our ancestors fought in? I asked this old dude that a while back. He was like a vet, okay? He asked me would I ever be going to serve for my country. I'm like, no, because I believe in the Ten Commandments. And God's holy word says, thou shalt not kill. Now, on the back of every money I've ever seen, it also says, in God we trust. How can that be possible? You claim to trust in God and obey His will, but you're doing the opposite of His will by killing, stealing the resources of another country. And you all say it's in the name of God, but really it's in the name of God, gold, oil, and drugs. Because, you know, it's funny, I'm going to reiterate this, how the bad man or bad woman terrorist always comes from a country that's oil rich and have gas. Y'all didn't hear me on that one. I said, how is it that the bad man or bad woman, no matter what race or religion, what background, or no matter what they look like and what language they speak, always comes from a country that is oil rich and have gas? Hmm? Y'all ever wonder about that? Think about that for a second. There's always somebody trying to fuck with your peace of mind. You could walk out the door and just be saying hi to somebody, and they'll snap off on you for one reason or another. You couldn't be talking to this person you haven't seen in years, and they would still find some way to try to uproot your peace of mind in your life. Why is it that the good people who follow the teachings of the Father, who do what's right, who make the less than minimum mistakes at all, if that whatsoever, suffer the most? But the ones who seem like they sold their soul to the devil, or act like demons or devils or succubus or fucking evil ass crime lords or politicians, period, get away with bloody murder. They get to kill, steal, destroy, uproot families, kill entire families, even a dog, even a baby or whatever. And all they got to do is pay some stupid lawyer or threaten a lawyer, and they get off scot free. So where is the logic in that? Hmm? Where's the understanding in that? I truthfully want us to go towards a future where we don't discriminate about who has more, who has less, what a person looks like, what a person doesn't look like, who speaks what language, who doesn't. It doesn't matter. There was this other TV show I was watching a while back, okay? I know I'm mentioning a lot of TV shows, but bear with me here, people. It was called Firefly. Now, in this futuristic society, they have fucked up the Earth so much that they start launching ships into space before Earth died. And they start terraforming moons and other planets to fit Earth's atmosphere for humanoid life. And once they succeeded, they didn't, stop with the same. They didn't stop the same stupidity. They were. They continued on with the same stupidity of war, death, and violence that they constantly did on Earth. So it didn't matter how much technology they had, how much intelligence they had, how much of a future of advanced AIs and technology they had. If you don't evolve beyond the stupidity of the past, then guess what? You won't have a future. And like I said, y'all know who it be. It's always it's the Aquamarine Amicus Warrior. It's the Heyokai. And I'm the friend of nature who drops that knowledge and speaks that peace for all my brothers and sisters all across the land of sea. We got to evolve, people. Rivers of blood will never bring peace. It will bring obedience. That will suffice for a while. It will pacify the people until people start to realize that the main people who cause us to fight against each other are sitting in rich, fancy houses and wearing nice suits and ties. And don't give a fuck if you die, because they'll pay some rich politician to say otherwise. Okay? Y'all seriously need to wise up and wise up. Okay? It's time to end these stupid, senseless, pointless wars of mass destruction. Otherwise, we are going to destroy the only utopia that the big man upstairs ever gave us. And I know y'all see it. These rainstorms ain't natural. Streaks across the sky, and then all of a sudden it rains while the sun is shining. It's supposed to be nice and sunny, but instead it's pouring down raining on a day where it's not supposed to be a cloud in the sky. Weird. And don't tell me, oh, the storm came in from the east or the west. That's bullshit. Because anybody with a brain can see, okay, when the birds are flying high, ain't no rain coming. But when the birds are flying low down to the ground, yeah, definitely a big ass storm coming. If you watch the teachings of the Chinese and the Indians, they knew more about, the environment and stuff like that because they were close and in tune with nature than probably most, I would say, humans on this planet. But we are so concerned with the most stupidest of shit that we are literally wiping each other out about who's a blood, who's a crypt, who's the biggest gang, who's the biggest drug lord, who's the biggest president, who's the better president, who's going to start the next big war, who's going to have the next big drug. We could bring all the most smartest minds in the universe together and cure all the world's problems of sickness and disease and world hunger. But instead, we are still fighting the same stupid wars that our ancestors fought and getting nowhere. The most sophisticated thing we've built so far is a phone that does not connect to a receiver, and a flat screen TV and AIs, and maybe improved our liquor and beer selection over the years, over the centuries. Other than that, we have not evolved beyond anything our ancestors was doing, except maybe the toilets are now on the inside of the house instead of on the outside, but to each his own. We got to stop with the violence. We got to stop with the discrimination. We got to stop with the pollution. We got to stop with the harming of one another. We got to stop with the being a bad man. Okay? Because it's not rad, man. It's not rad whatsoever when you are becoming a source of destruction and chaos and you okay with that. When your mind has become so twisted that you think you're okay with being a monster, and you think that justifies you fucking up his, hers, they, them, whoever's life. It's not right. It's never going to be right. We need to rise up and wise up. Stay away from negative ass people who don't want to be there for you, but just want to use you. Stay away from negative ass people who don't give a crap about you, but they only there when they can get something from you. If they come into your life and say they there for you, but when the shit really hits the fan, they ain't really there for you. They was never there for you to begin with. Okay? Stay away from people who don't give a crap about our planet, but put on a politician's face and say they do. Because you can say you care all you want. But like the old saying goes, actions speak louder than words. I done spoken my piece, brothers and sisters. Peace.